All right. And they're starting a new Dvar Malchut. Dvar Malchut. This is the words that the Rebbe spoke on Rosh Chodesh Elul, 1991. And this coming Shabbat is going to be Shabbat Mavorchin. It's the Shabbat that's going to bless the month of Elul. And Elul is this year, what is Yom Sheni, isn't it? 1 second. Maybe I'm one. Yeah, no, it is Yom Sheni in the nighttime is the first day of Rosh Chodesh. The first day of Rosh Chodesh is the 30th day of Av. And Aleph Elul is Yom Revi'i. Huh? Yeah, so Yom Shlishi is so so Yom Sheni in the nighttime is the beginning of the month of Elul, but it's not called Elul. It's called the 30th day of and Yom Revi'i is the first day of Elul, Aleph Elul. Okay. Parshat Ra'eh. The Parshat Ra'eh, this week's Torah portion, Korim is read La'olam B'Zaman in the time of Shaykh L'Chodesh Elul. Barov Hashanim, in the majority of years, Shabbat Mavorchi in the month of Elul, that in it is drawn down the blessings of the whole month of Elul. The last Shabbat of every month is called Shabbat Mavorchim. It gives the blessing to the coming month. So this coming Shabbat is going to be the last Shabbat in the month of Av. It's going to give the blessing to the coming month, which is the month of Elul. And we talked at great length last week, if you remember, about the month of Elul. I am to my beloved is to me. And the accounting, the self-inspection that you have to do in the month of Elul. Okay. Tzorech Lavan, we have to understand the connection between this Parshat Re'eh and the month of Elul, which is coming up. Like it's known that the times of the year are relevant to the Torah portions that are read in that time. The Lechior at first glance, hey Madarabba, they are Re'eh, this week's Torah portion, and month of Elul are two opposites. And obviously, it's going to come and teach you something very important. The whole thing of the month of Elul, as we said last week also, is Ani Ledodi Li, right? A sentence in the Song of Songs of King Solomon, but it happens to be the first letters of Elul. Ani, I am to my beloved, and my beloved is mine. And that sums up the sum total of the service that we have to do. This is what Elul should say to us, should mean to us. The month of Elul should mean to us, I am to my beloved, that we have to appreciate how much God loves us and to give to God. Ani Ledodi means I give myself up to God. I am serving God. That's the first letters of Elul. So what does this imply? That we have to work from below. Avodat Adam, that we work, we give ourselves over to our beloved, to God, from below to above. Adam, a person, mit orer, we have to arouse ourselves, lihit karev, to come close to God, right? We're not just regular people, can't go about our regular lives. We're here to serve God. Right? What happens if you don't serve God? That's the problem. Absolutely nothing happens. Nothing happens to wake you up from your job. By means of this, and after that, Nasa Dodi Li, then my beloved is to me. After we serve God, then God reacts. But the whole month of Elul is our action first, and after that, God reacts. So that's the message of Elul, from below to above. What we do. Elul Parshat Re'eh, but this week's Torah portion, Parshat Re'eh, says, Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha. See, I am giving in front of you a blessing. Stresses hamshacha, drawing down from above to below. That God does everything. God is saying, look, I am giving to you. notain. Okay, so this week's Torah portion should be commensurate with the month of Elul. And it seems that not only does not have the same theme, but it seems to have opposite themes. Elul is saying what we have to do, and Re'eh is saying, you don't have to do anything. I'm doing it all. I'm putting in front of you a blessing and call. Which lesson are we supposed to listen to? That we have to work or that God's going to do it all? Re'eh, this means seeing from above to below. I'm sorry. When God says see, seeing is above hearing. Einu doma shmiya l'riya. Shaluchin, therefore, ein aid nase dayan. If a person saw something, he can't be a judge. Why? Since the chaziut who, since he saw it, lo motzu le zechuta, he cannot find any merit to the person. Testify in front of a judge. You should give your testimony, but don't say that because I saw it, and therefore the person is guilty. Which is not the case. When a judge hears from witnesses that they saw something, then they can judge impartially. Right? The judge can say, "Are you sure? Did you saw? What time of the day was it? What are you sure it was a knife that he was holding in his hand? Yeah, 100%. I'm sure. I'm sure. Do we have another witness?" Says, yes, another witness came. It wasn't the knife that he was holding in his hand. It certainly was not. He was holding a grocery bag in his hand. And the other person, he was the one that pulled out the knife first. Oh, see. So if you see things, maybe you misunderstood. Therefore, one who sees something, he can't be a judge. Can't be a judge. I know what I saw. What he did saw. Yes, from your angle, that's what you saw. Okay, we'll see. One of the differences between seeing and hearing is shemia is from below to above. Hearing something means you have to use your mind to understand it. You have to work. You hear about something little by little, and then you hear the whole thing. And seeing, though, you see it everything at once. You see and afterwards you see the details. So hearing means little by little you paint the picture, but seeing, that's hearing. Seeing, though, is you see the whole picture at once. Okay, so for instance, let's take an example. With our case, the murder case, right? Understand? So I come and I testify. Shmerel killed Beryl. Did you see it? No, but I heard from somebody who was there. The judge will say, "I'm sorry, we can't accept your evidence." See, hearing, you heard from someone. Bring the person who saw, and we'll interrogate him to see what he saw. Right? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't see. Maybe it was too dark to see. Maybe this. But hearing for sure is no good. But I'm telling you, Judge, the man who told me was my father. I believe every word he says. No. Hearing, when you hear, you put things together. Seeing, everything is already together. Anochi. So that's what we say here. So how does the parsha start off? Ra'ei anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha v'klala. Let's see, 1 second. Where is this? Where is it? 1 minute. No. Oh, Ra'ei, see, anochi, I put before you today, put in front of you today a blessing. This is a blessing and a curse. A blessing. Okay. See means from above to below. God is who? What is God showing us? Anochi, my essence. My essence. Ra'ei means seeing. Right. Anochi, I, this is Hodat Atzmuto Muhuto. This is God's essence. God is showing his essence. When you say to someone, Anochi, right? You say to someone, Anochi, Rotzeh, that's like a very official term, showing like with your whole being. Anochi Omer Lo. It's a very stress. You're stressing, I, my what? Derech Hagba'a v'hitnasut. It's a way of elevation, right? You go into the store and the You say, I gave you a $5 bill, and the cashier says that you only gave me a $1 bill. And you say, in Hebrew, you say, Ani natati, I gave you, right, a $5 bill. She says, no. Then you say, Anochi, not Anochi is like really, I'm above you, I'm official, I'm strong, I'm really somebody. Anochi means I'm really someone. Anochi, you don't really say that. But it's like calling yourself my majesty, instead of your man. Anochi. So it says, Anochi is a word, derech hagbah. When God, that's the word that God started the Ten Commandments with. Anochi. This is showing God's essence, his true kingship from above to below. She says that's the difference between Ani and Anochi. Even though they're the same meaning and the letters are pretty much the same, right? Ani and Anochi. Anochi just has a chaf in it. But they both mean the same thing. They both mean I, me. When you say to someone stam, you say ani, ani plon. You say I am Tuvia. That's who I am. And you say anochi, right? Nobody says it. I mean, if someone would say it, you'd think it was foolish. Anochi Tuvia Bolton. Anochi. You don't think. But if you do say a thing like that, this is like anochi haroeh. I am the visionary. I am the prophet. This is what in Samuel said, right? Anochi haroeh. Is that right? Shmuel. That's right. In Shmuel, Anochi haroeh is showing that he's very important. I have the power from the creator of the universe. Like the difference between ani and anochi, the difference is the letter chaf. The letter chaf that shows on, according to Kabbalah, the letter keter, crown, and that there is the great highness and elevation of the king, that he has a crown on his head. Right? When a king doesn't have a crown on his head, he looks like everybody else. King has a crown. So the anochi is like the king with the crown on his head. With the chaf, with the crown. And Anochi is just like a regular person or even a regular king. I am giving from above to below. I am giving. Everyone who gives, it says when you give something, you give a gift, you give it in the best way. And I'm putting it lifnechem, before you. What does it mean? Lipnimiutchem. Like we just finished learning in Likkutei Torah. Lifnechem, before you, the same letters are lipnechem, to the inside of you. The pinimiutchem. I am putting these laws inside of you. So it's just not the laws of somebody else, or you're studying ancient, Hebrew legislature or something like that. This is, to me, I'm learning. It's to me, I'm putting inside of you. God is saying, I'm putting inside of you these laws. And this is stressed more. Everything is being given a free gift. So it's the opposite of the month of Elul. And Shabbat Techila Lebechinas Apininius. And afterwards is drawn down into also in a Chitzonius. First of all, like we said, Judaism, every Jew at Mount Sinai received the essence of Judaism. Do they express it externally? That's up to them. But it's inside, it's there. Here God is saying the same thing. Anochi noten lifnechem. I am giving into the inner essence this blessing. What is this inner blessing? We'll see. It's the true identity of a Jew, and afterwards it can come out, it can be revealed. But the whole thing is not in a way of from below to above, from the chitzonis to opinimius. Okay, so the Rebbe said like this. The word Elul, we learned about last week, is talking about me going up to God. First of all, remembering there is such a thing as God, and remembering that I have to serve God, and then starting to think about how much I owe God and how wonderful it is to serve God. That's going from below to above. Here we're talking about I am giving to you. You don't have to do any work. You're receiving it, and I'm putting it into your inside. It's like a father tells a son, here I'm glad you worked the whole week, right? You worked for me in my business a whole week, and here I'm giving you, $200. And before he goes, he says just one thank, and I put $1 million in your bank account for free. So, on one hand, he had to work for $200 to work, but here the father is giving him $1 million in his bank account. Ray, I'm giving you ani anochi, my essence. I'm giving the whole thing for free. I'm putting it inside, and it says hayom today. This shows on the word today means revelation. Yom, it means daytime. Like it says, Vayikra Elokim La'or Yom. Right in the beginning of the Torah, Bible, that God called the daytime, he called, to the light, he called daytime. Hayom means light, revelation. Umor Agam, this is also on something eternal. When God says, I'm giving you today, like the rabbis say, we just learned this in the Kuti Torah. Any place where it says Hayom, today, it means forever. Hayom mamash, right now. The Kevin Amshacha is from above to below because God is giving it to us. And God, of course, is not limited by time. God creates time. So this is a way that's set and eternal. Without looking at who a person is, God gives us now, right now, a blessing. You're getting blessed now. I'm getting blessed now. The whole world is getting blessed now. God is putting the blessing before us. This is especially, I'm talking to the Jewish people, but through the Jewish people comes to the whole world. A bracha, a blessing. What does it mean, a blessing? The whole thing of a blessing is that something that comes from above. Bracha means drawing down, from above to below, until the completion of a blessing is the highest possible level that there could be. The highest of a blessing, it says, I'm sorry, let's go back to this again. Until the highest level of blessing, which is such a high level that we can't accept it. Therefore, it seems to us to be a curse. The Rebbe doesn't want to say the word curse. What is it? This is God says, I'm giving in front of you a blessing and a curse. Says the Rebbe, the curse is really also it's a blessing, but it's just too good, we can't accept it. So if you can't accept something that is good, so what does it seem to you that it's not good, right? I want to give you an atom bomb. I don't want an atom bomb. It's a good thing. I don't want it. It's a bad thing. I don't need it. I don't want it, right? And really it comes out, it's the best thing in the world. Now you have an atom bomb, none of your enemies will touch you. Whatever it is, you can afterward you can dismantle it and sell the pieces for $1 trillion. Whatever it is, something that's good means you can appreciate it. When God gives too much and you can't appreciate it, so much you can't appreciate it. So if you appreciate it, it's good. If you can't appreciate it, then that means it's not good. What does it mean, not good? Bad. So it says the Rebbe, that the thing about the curse is also talking about a blessing that's too much for us to receive. Who needs blessings like that? But God says we do need blessings. What are you going to do with that? It says, it says, like the well-known story, there's an Agada in Masechet Moed Katan, a story in the Rebbe Shimon Bar Yochai. He sent his son, Rebbe Elazar, to Rabbi Yonatan and Rabbi Yehuda, that they should give him blessings. This is a really bizarre story. I think it was his bar mitzvah. So he sent him to Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yonatan, you should give him a blessing. And they said to him, all these terrible curses, that your house will be destroyed and you'll lose all your money and all these weird things. He came back crying to Rabbi Shimon and he said, they cursed me. And he said, really, what did they say? And he told him, and Rabbi Shimon interpreted everything to say, no, you don't understand what they were trying to tell you. What they gave you was such big blessings that they couldn't bring it out in a positive way. And he gave him a little hint at what they were talking about, to show how they were good. They were really good things. Sha'al Yadeh, by means of this, is Nimshach Mebechinas Elyona Yoter, is a higher level. Mashenitapech Klala, then there's even a higher third level, where the curses transform to blessings. So the Rebbe says there's 3 levels of blessings. There's blessings that you can see. There's blessings that are so big that they come out to be bad to us. Then there's a third level where these curses, which we said were really blessings concealed, The curses actually transform to be blessings, real blessings that we can see. Kamo tshuva gedola mibechinas tzaddik. Kamo tshuva, I'm sorry, just like a Baal tshuva is greater than a tzaddik. A tzaddik is a Jew that everything he does is good, it's godly, it's holy. And a Baal tshuva is a Jew that did exactly the opposite, but he transformed himself. He realized he was making a mistake in life, and he started to eat kosher, and he started to keep Shabbat, and he started to live according to the way God wants. Says that's even higher than a tzaddik. A tzaddik is a person that never did anything bad, and this person transformed his bad to good. By means of this, the darkness transforms to be good. Mashenafach mira latov, and that which bad transforms to good. This is higher than any possible good there could possibly be. Nevertheless, so if so, we see that these are two opposites. We read, see, I am putting before you today a blessing and a curse. These all come from above to below, right? We say our blessings, curses are even bigger blessings, so big we can't accept them. God is giving this everything from above to below on this Shabbat that we bless the month of Elul, which the whole thing of Elul is going from below to above. The service of man from below to above specifically. So what is this Shabbat, this coming Shabbat? Is it talking about Re'eh, what God gives us from above? Or is it talking about, no, what we have to do from below? Forget about what God gives us from above. We're not even thinking about that. We're thinking about serving. God's given us enough. He's given us enough. He created us already. That's good enough. Now we have to start serving God from below to above. That's Elul. But Re'eh says, no, the blessings I've given you up to now are nothing. Now I'm giving you even bigger blessings. Forget about what you have to do. Accept the blessings I'm giving you. So what is this Shabbat that we should forget about what God is giving us and just think about what we have to give God? Or we should just forget about what we have to give God and busy ourselves with receiving the blessing? Huh? What should we do the Shabbos? What's the message? What God gives us, what we give God. The Cha'or at first glance, we'll have to do this tomorrow, but here we go. The Cha'or at first glance, we can explain this according to the Mishnah. According to what we said, I'm sorry, Mashanish B'Leil, that's what we said before. That since that the month of Elul includes in it also, it says, what's the month of Elul? Ani Ladodi, that's me to God, but Vidodi Li means God is coming to me. Huh? So the month of Elul also has, in the service of the whole year, and that we have to make, and we have to fix ourselves up of the past year, and also a preparation for the coming year. But there's two ways of making this calculation. Remember, we learned this last week. What we did for God, Ani Ladodi, from below to above, that's the winter weeks that we are going into, Titchilatam, that we're beginning now in Tishrei. And that's serving God from below to above. And also from above to below. Did we properly use the blessings that God gave us from above? Or in simple language, are we serving God from our godly soul as well? The Chodesh HaKayetz that begins from Nisan. Dodi li v'ani lo. That first of all, my beloved comes to me, and then I go to him. And so the month of Elul is mainly serving God from below, but it's also activating our godly soul, which the godly soul, we said, that's what God gave us from above. That's purely godly, above our normal abilities. Did we activate that? Did we utilize this godly soul that God gave us? That's the Dodi Li that God gave us. Both of them are included in the month of Elul. Ani Ladodi is from below to above. And Dodi Li, that's the godly soul that God gave me. Did I activate it? That's from above to below. And in more detail, The cheshbon tzedek, the inventory that you're supposed to make on yourself, and fixing up your emotions and your past, etc., of the year that of the past year, the main time it begins me'avodas chodshei hakayetz of the Shana Cholefes in the summer months of the year that passed, that's what we're in now, which is right before Elul, but often dilamata lamayla, from below, from above to below. The summer months are the months when it's warm. God gave everything. We don't have to warm ourselves up. The summer months indicate a gift from above to below. That's like the message of Re'eh. And afterwards, we're starting to make the calculations and the preparations for the winter months. Or let's say the other way around. If we're making an inventory, so we'll make an inventory, let's say going backwards. Going backwards, the first thing we meet are the summer months. And then after that, we fix up the winter months. The summer months are what God gives us from above. The winter months are we working from below. So if so, maybe we can say that that's what's being hinted at here in this Shabbat. Re'eh is talking about like the summer months and the godly soul that God gave to us. And we have to make a inventory on that. That's Elul, right? That's right. And then the month of Elul is talking about clearly about from below to above. So they're both integrated one with the other. The month of Elul has in it the last two letters of Elul are Vedodili, and I'm Vedodili, what God gives us. That's the last two letters of Elul. And Re'eh, the Ray, is also talking about, again, what God gives us, and we have to use it properly. Maybe that's okay. Yeshlomar, we can say that these two things are hinted in the 2 days of Rosh Chodesh Elul. Rosh Chodesh Elul of this month, and it's Rosh Chodesh of Elul is always 2 days. The first day is Yom HaShloshim, the 30th day of the month above, and that's relevant to the the summer months, because it's still part of the 30th day of Av. So the first day of Rosh Chodesh is still in Av. Av is one of the summer months. That's from above to below, Dodi Li. And the second day of Rosh Chodesh is the month of Elul. Month of Elul, that's beginning the winter months. That we begin counting winter months from below to above. And so maybe we can say that that's the whole point of the message when Re'eh and Elul come together. Re'eh is talking about what God gives us. That's like those summer months. That's like the godly soul. And that's like Vedodili, the end of the month of Elul, Vedodili. And Ani Ledodi, that's talking about what we give up to God. And this we're going to continue, God willing, tomorrow. And so what's the Rebbe trying to do? First of all, to activate us to serve God. That should be our main concern. Serving God and appreciating what God gives us and utilizing it. But the Rebbe is trying to enhance and to stimulate our connection and our awareness of God and our responsibility to God. And that should be foremost in our day-to-day life. As we'll talk about more, God willing, tomorrow. And now.